Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi over her State of the Union power play by blocking her state trip to Afghanistan and then gloating about it on, where else? Twitter. Meanwhile, bills and brews continue to pile up for nearly 1 million federal workers and their families as the shutdown drags on to week 5. Joining me now, MSNBC legal analyst Katie Phang, Tiffany Cross, co-founder and managing editor of The Beat DC, and Omarosa Manigault-Newman, former director of communications for the White House Public Liaison Office under President Trump. Omarosa, let me go to you. The president spoke about 10 minutes, never mentioned the people suffering that are furloughed and are not being paid because of him, not mentioning it at all, depicting people coming across the border as basically criminals and rapists and the like. I mean, it was probably the most unemotional way I could say, the most insulting to my intelligence speech I've heard, because basically he proposed undoing some of the stuff he did and give me my wall. I mean, when you were at the White House, and you have subsequently said a lot about his bigotry, how do you sit as someone who was close to this president, watched how he dealt, how do you assess his lack of sensitivity to even say any words of comfort, less known promise, to the federal workers, and his depiction of people coming into this country like they're all wholesale just coming to just rape and ravage this country and not really offering anything, but maybe I'll undo some things that I did?
Well, first of all, Rev, let's call this what it is. It's a complete stunt to distract from the Women's March that's taking place all over the country, but particularly here in D.C. He did the same thing last year when he tweeted out that he supported the march, even knowing that the march was against him and his policies. You're right, when I was at the White House, I lobbied to make sure that the president, and at the time, John Kelly, would extend TPS protections, particularly for Haiti. In fact, I went down to Haiti for the inauguration of their president and tried to lobby for an extension throughout the administration. And Donald Trump and John Kelly flatly denied the extension. And so for now, for him to try to leverage it as some type of incentive for the Democrats to come back to the table is exactly what the president wants to do. He wants to distract, and it's not an authentic proposal. It's not authentic.
Let me get this right. You proposed what about Haiti, and what happened?
Well, first of all, we proposed that he extend the TPS protections.
Right.
Instead, they decided to end it in July of 2019. Since then, a judge has decided not to continue to shut that down in July 19. But John Kelly and Donald Trump were not concerned about those countries who are under TPS. And we know that, particularly in Haiti, that the conditions are not conducive for the 60,000 Haitians that are here in America. And so what he's proposing today is not authentic, is a disingenuous approach to trying to bring the Democrats back to the table. And we know that the Supreme Court is not going to take up DACA. So essentially what he's proposing is a whole bunch of hot air.
Well, let me ask you, Katie, you're the legal analyst, I got the air. I don't know how hot it was, but clearly, do you hear anything in what the president said that has any basis to say he's making a legal step toward immigration reform?
Not at all. You just heard what Omarosa said. In October of 2018, a federal judge said, hey, Trump administration, this TPS cessation, where you're basically saying people that are here under temporary protected status, Trump administration said, no, we're just going to do away with that summarily. And a federal judge says you can't just do that. And then now we know the Supreme Court was supposed to pick up by yesterday whether or not it was going to hear the recent challenge to DACA, and it declined to do so. So at least another 10 months is going to go by where people that are here, that are enrolled and currently a part of the DACA program, are going to be able to stay in the United States. So what kind of art of a deal is this that Donald Trump is offering? First of all, the Democrats only heard about it today, just like the rest of us did. So that doesn't sound like a negotiation. We learned negotiations in law school, and that written out is not a negotiation.
Tiffany, let me ask you this. You are one that does a lot of collection of data at the Beat DC. when he gives this statistic that 90% of heroin comes across the southern border, that all of this crime will go up, the kind of boogeyman scare Americans, that I think it's a stunt, but it's also, I think, more of a stunt to get people away from the shutdown, which he didn't address. But aside from that, is anything in your research that any way, shape, or form confirms the stuff that he portrayed in terms of the people that are seeking to come to this country?
Well, Rev, let me first say that this deal was put together by Secretary of all the things, Jared Kushner, and by the Jesus Whisperer, Vice President Mike Pence. This is not a deal that any Democrat was consulted on or had the opportunity to touch. This president has tried to connect the drug war with the immigration crisis, and he fails. I want to remind the people that this is not a president who cares about the opioid crisis. He nominated Congressman Tom Marino to be his drug czar. We all remember from the 60 Minutes special that Tom Marino was pretty much a pawn for Big Pharma and helped escalate the drug crisis. So we can eliminate his fake concern by that. Also, I know we have to talk about the politics of this, Rev, but I just want to first mention that the 800,000 people who are suffering, which really casts a net to millions of people, that our hearts are with you. The president didn't mention you today, but certainly all of us across this country are thinking about you, because we all understand what it's like to go without a paycheck, what it's like for working individuals to stand in food bank lines.
He didn't address that at all.
He didn't address it at all because he does not care.
Let me go to this, though. Listen to this point made by the president moments ago.
This is a common sense compromise both parties should embrace. The radical left can never control our borders. I will never let it happen. Walls are not immoral. In fact, they are the opposite of immoral, because they will save many lives and stop drugs from pouring into our country.
Omarosa, you worked closely with this president and tried to deal with a lot of issues and have written about it. There's no sensitivity there about those that are seeking asylum from real abuse and brutality in their countries. And there is no sensitivity to American workers. I'm talking about people in the building that he's talking from are not being able to be paid or furloughed. Give us a sense, as one that was in that White House, does this president have any sensitivity at all for human beings? Or is this all the art of the deal and one-upsmanship and tit for tat?
Donald Trump doesn't have the capacity to feel for the people who are suffering, particularly the 800,000 workers who are out without pay, but the additional 200,000 contractors, but also the impact. Even in his own White House, Secret Service agents are going to work every day. Some of them don't even have the money, the bus fare, the train fare to get to work. He doesn't have empathy. He has no way of connecting with them. He has never missed a paycheck or had to go without. And so it's going to be difficult for us to try to appeal to his sensitivities. Truly, the only way he's going to feel the crunch is what I'm seeing, which is the decline in his poll numbers and his approval numbers. That's all he cares about, is numbers, not human beings, not the people who are affected by this shutdown.
Now, Katie, as the legal expert here, is there anything, if I'm watching this at home, is there anything that he has said that would give me comfort if I was here needing asylum, needing DACA, needing anything? Because clearly DACA will not go before the Supreme Court on this calendar. So what changed other than his attempt to try and deal with his poll numbers? And even the right, Ann Coulter's already blasted him, saying we voted for Trump and we got Jeb. What changed now? And will he, in your opinion, be shaken by the fact that Ann Coulter and maybe other far-right people are going to attack him for these theatrics tonight that he called a speech?
So Ann Coulter was all over Twitter just a few minutes ago saying, oh, so now there's amnesty. I mean, so now you even have people that typically support Trump. A Trump surrogate like Ann Coulter who says, now you're offering amnesty? Well, that was never a part of the negotiation or never part of the deal. But you know, the hypocrisy is really what I think is the loudest thing that you see. President Trump just did an immigration and naturalization ceremony in the White House. Maybe, what, like an hour before this address that evening, talking about what a great country we are. My father came here My father came here as an immigrant. The idea that there's any legal recourse that's being provided to people that are either here on their TPS status, DACA, or asylum. He's now decided that he wants to rewrite the asylum laws. Asylum is not forcing people from Central America that are minor children to have to stay there to apply for asylum. Asylum, by definition, under our laws in the United States, is you're here, and you're asking the United States to give you a place to go to protect you from persecution. So no, there's nothing legal that's going on right now with that.
But Tiffany, you had the idea of asking the people that you are fleeing to give you permission to flee. I'm applying in this country to leave this country. I mean, are we supposed to be stupid? I mean, how do you say that they have to apply there when they're trying to escape because they're operating in fear there?
Right. Well, you know, again, this is not a president who fully understands the law, as evidenced by innumerable things that have come out during his administration. But I want to remind the people that the deal that was on the table in December had over $1 billion in it to already complete building some part of this wall structure that the president wants. There was a deal on the table that both sides, Democrats and Republicans in the House and the Senate, agreed to. Everyone must remember the president is solely responsible for this shutdown. He ripped up the deal. Democrats have consistently passed spending deals. The Republicans could put a bill to the floor and press this president's hand to get the government operating tomorrow. They are now, Senate Republicans are now letting this president bypass the legislative branch. That wasn't a statement, it was a $5.6 billion ransom notice that just broadcast across all the country.
I'm going to have to hold it there. The panel's sticking around, but first, we'll ask two members of Congress if this latest Trump proposal on the border